What it is? This is your boy A Space coming at you with another spotlight fight. One, two, three. And tonight in this spotlight is Usyk, the new pound for pound king. Anthony, no excuses, Joshua. Let's get into it right now. And we got Usyk shaking up the heavyweight division and winning the WBA, WBO, and the IBF heavyweight titles away from Anthony Joshua. And I predicted in my last video that Usyk was going to win, and of course he did. He went out there and just proved that he is ready for any competition in any weight division. And the judges got it right. It was 117, 112, 116, 112, and 115. 113, unanimous decision. And Tottenham Stadium was crack-a-lacking. I don't think a lot of people say that anymore, but it was lit. It was litty. And let me tell you, Eddie Hearn came out right away and said Usyk is very fit. He got great feet. He threw a lot of punches. It was a tough defeat. Got beat by the better man. He will want a rematch right away. And Anthony Joshua on his Twitter came out and said, keep positive even if the world is crumbling in front of you. London, I love you and thank each and every time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this man is a warrior. He is a class act. Always out there to go prove himself. And he had a couple of words to say after the fight.
Great lesson. Go back, study, and just rejuvenate myself, because no one's going to do it for me. I can't depend on anyone to come and pick me up and pat me on the back. That's why I'm not going to, put my head in my palms and cry all night about it. I'm going to lift myself up. I'm going to look myself in the mirror and say, I know I can do it. I just got to put myself up to it. And that's where I want to get back to training, back to the drawing board and get back on the gravy train again. It's like, if this was the end of the story, it'll be more emotional for me. But I know that I trust in my process. Whatever's happening, good and bad, I just trust in my process.
And that's what a warrior comes out and says, that he trusts in his process. No excuses, Joshua. That's what I named the boy, because he's out here, no excuses like other people. And yes, I'm bringing a Wilder for you Wilder lovers. The ring costume was too heavy. Now, this ring costume was too lit. It was awesome. It reminded me something out of Berserk. I don't know if you ever seen that anime, but wow. Amazing costume. Amazing ring walk, too. That was a lit-ass ring walk. But he also said that his water was spiked. Another excuse. He had a little funny juice in there. Then he said the officials were biased. He said there was something in Fury's glove. Yes, the egg weight form. That's where this whole thing came about. And also the worst one was Mark Breland. He came out and said that Mark Breland was against him, that he threw in the towel and betrayed him. Why? For saving his life? That makes no sense to me. Wilder just needed to shut up, get back in the gym, and say, I'm going to whoop his ass next time around. And now, if you see the videos of him training, he's out there doing that. But why did he need to go through these steps? But back to Usyk. He put on a masterclass, as we see this little clip that I'm showing you now. He just went out there and was throwing more combinations, switching angles. His feints were getting Joshua. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know where he was going to punch him from. What shot was coming next? An uppercut, a straight left, or a jab. He was just in there throwing leather all day. And I feel like the judges could not ignore that. Sometimes when it's your hometown, you get taken advantage of. But guess what? Look at him.
He got his ass cooked. He got cooked.
He looks cooked. He was done out there. He did not know how to respond to all the angles of Usyk. Now, that's what makes a great fight and a great fighter. And Usyk, he went out there and proved to the world that he moved up from cruiserweight and he had Joshua's respect. Joshua got wobbled in one of the rounds. If you haven't seen this fight, make sure to go check it out. It was an amazing fight, technical fight. And Papachenko had Usyk very focused, and like I said, moving his feet, not letting Joshua set his feet. Because if Joshua gets off that right hand, we've seen in the other video I had when I predicted that Usyk was going to win. Check that out if you haven't. You can see his footwork Joshua's right hand. Once he lands that, he's able to, move in there. He knows how to use his jab, but against Usyk, it wasn't there. He wasn't able to. He didn't know where Usyk was going to come from. And he kept him on his left side to hit him with that straight left constantly. Now, back to what we are, the other topic. Is Usyk the new pound for pound king? Now, in people's opinion, a pound for pound list is usually has to do with the lower weight classes. Heavyweights have their own pound for pound list because, as we all know, once you're the heavyweight champion, you are the champ of the world. You are recognized everywhere. I mean, there was a point where I seen, if you see the Mike Tyson documentary, you see him all over the world. He was a star. So when you're a heavyweight champion, it's a different level. Now, when you put these fighters in the same category as the lower class or the lower divisions, is it even fair? I mean, I don't. I feel like it's preference most of the time. Most of the time, if you're gonna put in a heavyweight on the top of your list, it's because you really like the heavyweight division. That's the one you're kind of leaning more towards or watch more, because there is a lot of times where the lower classes, the featherweights and all those weight classes get ignored because of the other weight classes that are making noise. We got Canelo going for undisputed at 168. His fight against Plant is coming up. So with Usyk coming out here and just shocking the heavyweight division, I felt like it gave it another heartbeat. I feel like now we're being excited about the undisputed. But where does this leave Usyk? Do we believe that Usyk is now the top of the crop, that he is the pound for pound king, the cash cow, number one? If you want to put him there, I am not gonna hate, but there's other fighters out there that have proven themselves and have been there a little longer, and that's what you wanna. Sometimes everyone goes off a resume. Everyone sometimes goes off of popularity. They have Wilder up on their list, number one, and that's okay. It's up to you. But what I'm saying here now is that Usyk shocking Joshua in his hometown in London in Tottenham Stadium, that was a big statement for the heavyweight division, and I honestly applaud it. Great job, Usyk. I hope you go for undisputed. That was my main concern. I wanted to see undisputed at heavyweight, and if he has to go and do that against whoever is on the other side, then I am happy for it, because I am rooting for him to go undisputed. And as we see here, it's most likely going to be another rematch, because Anthony Joshua, like I said, he's a warrior. He came out and stated, I want a rematch right away. I do not want to wait. Freak that. Let's get into it right now, Usyk, because we're gonna get down. And that's exactly what I love to see in a warrior like Joshua. And it was a chess match. It was one of those fights that is gonna go down in history as someone who he outclassed the other opponent, because both of these men are class. They went out there, showed how tough, who's the tougher warrior, and gave each other respect after the fight. You love to see that in boxing. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the rematch, yet again, yes, I am going to get my prediction right now and say that Usyk is going to win the second fight. I don't think Joshua is going to figure out this puzzle. I do believe that Anthony Joshua does come back after a loss, as we've seen in Ruiz, and change certain things, but if he's going to stick with the same trainer, I think he's going to go in there with the same look. The trainers were out there screaming, "Great job, Joshua. Great job," when he was getting his ass worked. Yes, he was getting his ass worked. And I want to say it, Joshua said it, and anyone else that's going to go against that is just lying to you. And I just want undisputed at heavyweight, and I hope it does happen. And if it doesn't, I mean, the Wilder and Fury fight's coming up. Make sure to check that out so we can see what the outcome is, because the WBC is enforcing a mandatory after this fight. So whoever wins, whether it be Wilder or Fury, we're going to see a mandatory WBC for the next fight. So I'm happy about that too. And then we're probably going to see undisputed. Let's all hope for the best, but we know how boxing is. It switches up constantly. As you guys know now, the Teofimo Lopez seems like it's not going to happen. Teofimo Lopez is in Cambosos. That's a perfect example how fast boxing news goes. So thank you for listening to this Shout out to everybody that's been subscribing and liking and commenting on my videos. Much love to all of you. Thank you, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.